There we go. All right. Move that. Got it. Maybe like that one. That won't do it. That'll do it. I'll take the wheels off. There's a bunch of stuff in there. Looks like dried leaves or something. I probably shouldn't have the battery hanging out like that. But that's fine. Nope. Almost had a runaway wheel. Alrighty. So I think it's something with the gears. Listen. I think it's something with the spur gear. Because it's moving, but then it starts like violently clicking, so. I haven't wrenched on this before, so this is like a first time doing this. I don't really know what I'm doing, but we'll see. I think I have to do something right here. Maybe that will loosen it up. Let's see if that did anything. I think it loosened it. Alright, I need to take the drive shaft off. There's some teeny tiny little screws. Oh, that actually reached. I think I'm just going to take off the entire drive shaft altogether. That's not going to work. Okay. Alright. This might be more complicated than I thought it would be. We need pliers to get this. Oh, is it working? Okay, that loosened it, maybe? Nope, it did not. So the drive shaft isn't fully out yet. Maybe that'll do it. It's like this tiny little screw. Oh, there it goes. It may have been stuck there for a while. Alright, that's that out. That's a part of the drive shaft at least. Alrighty. Can that come out? It can, okay. Just making sure that it can. Alright. Let's try getting this out. Oh, that almost got lost forever. There we go. Oh, what was that? What was that? I don't know what that was. Something fell. I think it was that. I don't know. It was something thin and metal, so I think it was that. All right, can this come out now? Please. Oh. I think I need to pick off the front shocks. That was not good. There we go. I think if I take off the shocks, then it will like lift this whole thing up. Yeah, like that did it a little bit. And then I can take off this whole thing, then remove the whole gearbox from there. Oh. I heard it strip. Not fully, it was like starting to. It was slipping and I think we should. Yep. Alright, I need to remove this link that goes to the servo that's getting in the way. Alright, let's see, how does that? There's another middle link that I need to get. Boom, look at that. That whole thing just came out. Now, look at that. That whole gearbox came out. I should probably put this screw back in for the drive shaft. Alright, how do I open this? Looks like there's some screws right there. I really hope it's just this spur gear, because if it isn't, then we might be done. We might be cooked right here. Moment of truth. Will it open? Maybe not. Is there another screw hidden some? The screw is fully out, but it's just not. Oh, I'm kind of stupid. There's a drive shaft in the way, or half of one at least. Oh. Let's see that now. Yep. That came out. Let's see what's broken. Oh. I think I found a slight issue. This is about 4,000 teeth just completely gone. I don't know if you can see it or not. But there's a bunch of like white specks. Those are geared teeth. That's not good. If you don't know, that's not that's not good. All right, I really was hoping it was just gonna be like a pinion, like a motor pinion, than a spur gear, but it's a bunch of those little gears that really make it torqueier. But is there meant to be like another? Oh, I found the issue. Oh my god. All right. That's the gear. I don't know if you can see it or not. Do you see the, like that top part? If I do this, will it be better? Oh, yeah, there we go. Do you see that part right there? There's meant to be teeth on there. It's not meant to be completely circular like that. That's meant to be a gear. All right. That's the issue with little tiny plastic gears. What was that? It's not meant to be like that. So that needs to be fixed. And I don't have a replacement gear. That sucks. But at least I know the issue now, and it's a really simple fix. I'm just getting one of those little tiny itty bitty gears. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Oh, imagine if I had like one of those kits for it. All right. Oh. I don't think I have any replacement gears right now, which is not very good. All right. This was kind of short, only 15-minute live stream, but right now there's no one watching, so. All right. I will order that gear as soon as possible, and then we can get this thing up and running. But right now, I should probably clean up all the teeth all over the gear. Yep. Boom. So there would be a gear right there, or right there. But I had to take that one out because there's like a teeny gear on it that would spin this gear that goes to the drive shafts. But since that one's broken, I just have to leave it empty like this. So once we get that small gear, I can just put that on, put it back together, and do whatever shenanigans I did putting it back together. And then once that happens, I don't know, I want to see if I can get some metal gears, because if I do plastic gears, I think this is going to happen again on the gear just looking like a perfect circle. But there's meant to be teeth on there, and there's none, so I'm afraid if I do plastic again, it would happen like that. But if I can somehow do like a, I don't know, like a metal gear set, I don't know if that's a thing that they do. I think that would mean it wouldn't happen again. Because buy cheap, buy twice. So I'll order that soon. I kind of want to put some oil in here because there's like none. There's like a little bit of grease on the sides, just like holding it from getting like water in there. But anything like lubricating the actual gears are like, it's like air. So I can make it a little smoother. Just get some good old American freedom. There we go. Put that back on there and then just spin those around. There we go. I put a little bit of oil in there now. But what would normally be spinning this, I know it's hard to do, but that big gear that's spinning is supposed to be spinning those little gears. But since there's nothing spinning, it's just free doing it. Coast to Coast RC, what's your favorite mini crawler? Ooh. This one. The Jimny is definitely probably my favorite one because it's so realistic and it's such a cool little car that it's such a cute little thing. But also, I really like the TRX4Ms. They're really nice. But I feel like that they're not for like a mini crawler. I would have really liked to like.
Bye, Lukey.
Oh, bye.
Bye, Hal. See you tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
Okay, love you. Bye. Get those retainers and elastic in.
Okay.
Bye, Ben.
I would have really liked to get some better suspension for like for such a capable crawler. I would have really liked to get some very good suspension, like the SCX24. Like this was like $15 suspension, and this thing just goes around so much. But it's so hard to find something like that for the TRX4M. I just feel like it would have been so good if you can actually get some really good upgrade suspension. But probably the Suzuki Jimny, such a nice crawler. The High Trail is also very nice, but I just feel like it tips over so much with this body shell, especially with the bigger wheels. These are actually these wheels on there, but the Suzuki Jimny is definitely a very cool one. Yeah, I definitely just need to get those teeth on there. But I'm just gonna leave that open. So I'm gonna do that. Oh, what are the gears? These ones. Nope, that one's already. Do you see the new Armor Mojave Grom? The Mojave Grom. I don't think I have. I know the Mojave, but not the Grom. Is it like a mini one? Because I think I've seen it before. Is it the Mega 3? I don't know if that's just like a body like the like Traxxas does with like the space colored one with like all like the orange and purples. 380 brushed. That's a small motor, right? That's pretty small. That thing's actually pretty cool. Yeah, it's a lot smaller. Wow. Might have to get one of those. I don't know. That'd be cool if you want me to review it, if that's like something popular that people are actually want. But yeah, definitely the mini cars are something really cool because you can almost use them anywhere. There's also one that I was looking at today. It's like the team associated, like those 28 scale. The what is it? The Baja trucks, like those like tiny little ones. Those things are really cool. And there's also a company, Orlando. Is that the name of it? But they make those small little ones, but they're like metal. But those are like $160, something like that. They're much more expensive, but they're just so much more high quality than like the little plastic team associated ones for like $60. But I mean, this is 1/24th scale, so 1/28 would probably be like that big, maybe. About. So it would definitely be a very small little car without being stuck on everything. But yeah, definitely like mini crawlers or mini stadium trucks or anything like that are awesome. Definitely very awesome sauce. Gonna get that. This and these three gears right here. This one goes in here. Wait, does that go in there? Oh no, am I tripping? That goes in here, right? Is it just the wrong screw? It might have just been the wrong screw, yeah. I can do that later. Alright, that just needs a new spur gear. Or like one of those little gears. I'm just gonna sort everything right there. Oh yeah, my X-Max. I forgot about that. I'm really hoping to get my X-Max up and running again. There it is. Yeah, it's this one right here. Oh, that almost just fell on the ground. It's this gear right here. That center, that little circle right there is meant to be a gear, but it's been stripped so much that it's just a complete circle now. And I have to get some new ones, but I'm hoping to get metal ones. Because if I get plastic ones again, it's just gonna completely strip again if there's any sort of resistance on it. But I'm gonna see if I can get my wannabe X-Max working. I don't think I can right now because it still needs a servo and has missing screws all over the place. Like this whole thing is completely off. I have to get. Oh, that side is not a gear. I mean a screw. So I need screw right here, two right here, boom boom. And then I also need. I'm missing a thing. So this thing is meant to be with a motor about that big, and I went out of my way to put a Traxxas Mini eRevo brushless motor in it. It is ridiculously fast because it's so light, but the problem is this thing is so flexible. Like the chassis is like so bendy that there's too much give in the diffs and they just completely destroy themselves. I think these ones are fine. I think I'll replace these, but there's just way too much power going through it for the diffs to handle, so I would probably need a completely new chassis to, like a metal one or something, to make it work. So it's just been like a project held off for like a year, but it's such a cool little car that I want to get working again. But I think the amount of effort that requires to fix it, I might need new diffs, which I need to take off the whole thing. I need a new probably a new transmitter or controller and stuff like that. I need a new receiver box. Probably change the ESC to fit this one. It's like a special mini servo. I mean, not servo, ESC. Motor, that's easy because it was like $10, but the ESC are like $50. Servo, they can be a little finicky, but I don't know what's going on with this one. I think I can just mount, I think, a servo horn to it and put a little servo in there, but yeah. The diffs are definitely clicking a lot. So, but that's a project that's just been put on hold because the amount of issues that come with it. It's like a 90s, 2000s BMW at that point, just completely broken and unfixable. Alright. Any more FMS crawlers? Um, I like FMS because they're scale. They're really nice, high quality. But I've bought, I've bought all the ones that I've liked, like the Suzuki Jimny and the Toyota FJ45, the pickup one. That one's really nice. And those like the only two that I've really liked. All the other ones are all right, I guess. Some like the Toyota, the Land Cruiser. Is that what it is? That one's nice, but for like the scale crawler videos that I like to make and watch, those ones just aren't really the scale I like because like the body is like removable, right? I think, or it's more like a TRX4M, how like the competition crawler style with like the light underneath chassis. But I mean, this one is just like hard plastic all underneath with a metal frame and all the realistic details in it. So, but if they come out with any new 10th, 12th scale mini crawlers, probably. But right now, none of them really interest me that much. But I gotta work on stiffening up the suspension on this thing because right now it's very bouncy. It needs to be stiff. Because I use this thing on road, and when I turn, this thing just leans so much and rubs on the body. So I have to get some sort of suspension spacers. Alrighty. Bingo. Alrighty. So I've already gotten a few spacers in this thing, but I think it's mostly the rear that's just like very loose. It's not loose, but it's just not very stiff. So I'm just putting some more spacers in here because I don't really use it for off-roading. It's mainly on road. And if there's any sort of little bump on the road while going fast, it's just very bouncy. And if it's bouncy, then that means it's not very controllable. So I'm stiffening that up a little bit. Oh yeah, that's so much better already. It actually goes up now. In the front too, it just feels like it's whoosh. I'm really wild for the Raptor. Do you think it's worth it? Personally, I think it's very, very cool to have. Just the having the body on it and having it on like a shelf or something looks so nice. And driving it is even better. It's super stable because the chassis is a lot longer. And it doesn't pick up as much air as like the Slash or the Arma Sentin or anything like that. Because there is a new bumper style. It has like this bottom plate guard, and that prevents the air from going up and under a little bit. So longer chassis definitely helps. Super stable, surprisingly, on off-road tires, but um if you want to, it's 3S. It's the normal Valenian system. If you want to spend the little bit more money on like a normal slash, because it is a slash, but it's just a longer chassis. It has the extreme heavy duty kit on there with like the caster blocks and the steering hubs and I think it also comes with the suspension block. I think it's upgraded that too. Drive shafts are very beefy, and I've put this thing on high speed gearing, and the drive shafts have held up perfectly. The diffs are perfect. The only real issue was I was going really fast, and then I slammed on the brakes, and then that kind of destroyed the spur gear. But then I replaced it, and then now it's fine. So, if you want to get a plastic spur gear on there, I mean not a plastic, a metal one, I think you'd be fine. But if you're taking it for jumps, I wouldn't recommend it because this thing sits pretty low to the ground. And then this is without a battery, but it doesn't have that much ground clearance. And the chassis is a lot longer too, so it bottoms out pretty easily. It's really good for road and dirt, but it's not very good for grass because it sits so low. But some people say it's just an overpriced slash, but there's so many little things that happen that makes it so different. Especially the body. The body is, you can tell, is like a very nice, high quality body. So, and especially the clip on, like I just push on it and then it stays on. So I'm a huge fan of like the grill. I think it fits perfect the car. The bumper, it doesn't even look like a Traxxas. But one complaint I have is when you're driving, I think the front sits a little too low, so when you turn, the tires rumble the inside of the body, and then it makes like this like clear patch underneath the paint. The Mojave 4S, I think you can, but there's a few issues that I've heard with the Mojave, and also I think some people should know about Arma's is the battery. If you leave it plugged into the charger, this one right here, if you leave it plugged in, the battery will basically die, like completely, even though it's charging, sort of. But if you leave it plugged in, it will completely drain the battery, and then you have to buy a new one. Same thing if you leave it in the car for like 2 days, it will completely drain the battery. But that's like with every battery. But nowadays, like Traxxas, I've accidentally left my batteries plugged in for like a week, and then I plug them in, and then they're fine. But if they're like low battery and I leave them plugged in, then they die, obviously. But I feel like the Spectrum batteries will drain so quickly if you leave them plugged in. And also, the Mojave, I think, has a metal chassis. So if you land on the weird way, the chassis is bent, then it messes up your gears. It messes up the center drive shaft. It can mess up the plastic. If you like bend it back, it could be like permanently bent, and then you have to buy more of those. But I feel like the Mojave 4S would probably be a lot faster. I believe would be a better basher than the the Raptor for sure, but if you break something on the Mojave, then it's most likely going to be very expensive because the metal chassis is such a weak point. But if as a plastic chassis, I think the Mojave would be a great choice. We just got to really be careful about the battery, and I'm not too sure about the gears, but the Arma Sentin has plastic differentials, and those are really good, even though it's a little plastic gears in there for such a vicious car with like 3S. The pinion is huge on it, and it goes so fast. So the distance held up fine, but I don't think you'd have to worry about anything besides the chassis and the battery. But if you're fine with that, I think the Mojave would be a great choice. But it's all to preference. Mojave is definitely a more off-road based car, and then the Traxxas Raptor is definitely more an on-road dirt car instead of like grass and jumps. Oh no, I have a few cars behind me. We're going on an adventure. So I got the X Max. We got the X Max right here. That one's not working, but Suzuki Jimny, SCX24, TRX4M, TRX4M High Trail. It's an ROC Hobby Mogrit, which is like the same thing as the FMS Unimog. The Raptor. I have a TRX4 Sport. I have this one's really weird, but it's a two-wheel drive slash with a LCG chassis or a low center of gravity. It has a Hobby Wing ESC in there, and then it's a just stock 3S brushless motor, and I think the slipper clutch is super loose on it, but that's not really a big deal. I run it on 3S. It has the drag tires on there, drag wheelie bar. These are actually Bandit front tires. I didn't want to pay extra for like the special, so those are fine. I got them on sale too. We got the Haas, which I was having a little hex issue, but this one is working fine. It's just the wheel is off. We got a Red Cat Everest, which you can put four-wheel steering on it, but I just don't have an extra servo, but that one works perfect. Then we have a Slash, which has been salvaged a little bit. All it needs is a little suspension issue, but besides that, it has servo, ESC motor. I think that thing's ready to go, but besides that, it's just a little bit of wiring stuff. This is that's the box for the Suzuki Jimny, and then this one is gotta mount this up real quick, and then this is the storage box for the FMS Toyota, which I prepared for summer a little bit. I took the sides, I took the doors, the roof, and then this little like back guard to protect the back window. There's still actually sand in there once I drove it on the beach in like April or something like that. But that's that. We got that one, and then I also have an Arma Sentin 3S, which is outside because I have a massive jump that we set up. We've been doing for a little bit. Yeah, I know, right? It's awesome. I love the color on it too. I think it matches it so well. It's almost like a British racing green. That's a little bit metallic. It's like a little bit of sparkles in there. It's such an awesome truck too. And the best part is leaf spring suspension. I think it's so realistic and nice to put on there rather than the Suzuki Jimny, which I'm not trying to diss it in any way, but that has just like crappy spring and shock. But it's just like the plastic shock itself. There's no spring or oil in it. But yeah, that's the collection. I got mainly mini crawlers up here, and then bigger cars like the TRX Farm Sport or TRX 4 Sport, Red Cat, which are both crawlers, and then these two, the Haas and the Drag Slash. Then I have the Raptor, which usually goes like right there where the body is, and then I usually have the Armor Sentin like chilling over here next to the battery because I definitely don't want to forget to leave that plugged in. So that's that. Probably should put that over there, but that's basically it. Found the issue of repairing this. Just a little gear. And then just put that away. Then that should be up and running. And then hopefully we can do some cool videos of that. So I think that'll do it. 47 minutes. Okay. I say that's a good amount for this stream. I'll definitely do some over the summer. And I have big plans for my little Razor bike. So stay tuned for that. All right.